If you are new to photography and have recently invested in a new camera, then don't worry. Everyone starts somewhere, and there are a number of quick hints and tips that I can share that will help you get better, sharper, blur free photos, as well as guide you on some of the important first things you need to know about camera. We are talking about digital camera here, and there are 4 essential components that you need for a digital camera to work. These are, of course, the camera, the lens, the battery, and the memory card. Without this, you will have great difficulty taking any photos, and you need to make sure that your battery is charged and that your memory card isn't full. Once you have these parts ready, it's time to get to know the main components and parts on a camera. Let's start with the main parts from the top of the camera. Lens. Without this, you won't be able to take any photos. On-off switch. Use this to switch the camera on and off. A useful tip, make sure you switch it off when not in use to save your battery life. Shutter release button. This is what you use to take photos, and it has 2 stages or steps. If you learn 2 steps process, it will help you make sure you get correctly focused photos. Half press this and it actives autofocus or AF. And by looking at the screen or viewfinder, you will be able to confirm that focus is correct. Once this is done, you then fully depress or press the button to tell the camera you want it to release. The shutter takes the photo. Command dial. These are used to adjust settings such as exposure compensation or the aperture and shutter speed depending what mode you are in. Mode dial. Most cameras feature a model dial, but if it doesn't have one, then it may have a mode button or a way of switching to different shooting modes. There are some of the other main modes you'll find on most cameras. Auto or intelligent auto. P for program. A aperture priority. AV on Canon. S shutter priority. TV on Canon. M manual shutter or aperture control. Aperture and shutter priority modes let you set the aperture or priority, and the camera will work out the rest for a correctly exposed photo. The camera from the back. There are viewfinder, rear screen, controls, and playback. Viewfinder. With a digital SLR, this is an optical viewfinder that lets you see through the lens. Rear screen. On many cameras, this will include some form of tilt system, so you can tilt the screen up or down, or move it so it can be positioned to face forward. Controls. You often find a scroll wheel or a 4-way controller that can be used to change settings such as the focus point or to choose different options and settings in the menus. Playback. The playback button is what you need to press to access and view the photos you have already taken. Main areas of interest from the front of the camera. There are image sensor, lens mount, and lens release button. The main parts of a camera from the bottom. There are battery compartment, tripod socket, and memory card slot. Setting up your camera. Once you have familiarized yourself with the main parts of the camera and you have got your memory card and battery in the camera, as well as a lens attached, you can now switch it on and start taking photos. If you have the camera's manual, we'd also recommend going over it to see if there are any specific things you want to know about your camera. If you don't have the manual, you should be able to find the manual on the manufacturer's website. Once you have switched your camera on, you will want to check through a few settings to make sure you are getting the best image quality possible. So here are some quick and simple things to check. There are image size, image quality, white balance setting, exposure compensation, focus settings and switches, memory card space, and last but not least, battery life. And there you go. After checking all of the settings, now you can go and use your camera. Enjoy!